Yes, 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 yes. Come on, let's go. Hey. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I tell you, today's Friday. It's raining here. Right here in Maryland, Baltimore City. I tell you, it's gonna be freaking Friday. What do we have here? What do we have here today? I tell you guys, it is what it is. I welcome everybody I mean everybody on this channel. Come on. Welcome everybody to this channel, Intercontinental Sport TV. This is where you get it from. I'm talking about explosive analysis, entertainment in sport. That's why they call me the Don of sport entertainment. I know, I tell you, it's all about this Friday, freaking Friday. What's your opinion? Is the program? What's the opinion? Is the show? I tell you guys, it's about to go down right now. What are we looking at? Champions League final tomorrow. Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Please, if you're watching this for the first time, you know what to do. Let me show you quickly. Subscribe to the channel. Just see the button. Subscribe to the channel. We grow together. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, let's go. I tell you. It's all about this man called Salah. Mo Salah, my brother from Egypt. Baddest guy in EPL. Fantastic player in EPL. My brother from another mother. You can hear this thunderstorm right here in Maryland. Rain is falling, I tell you. Yes, we are looking at Champions League final on Saturday. And the topic says, is Saturday's really a revenge mission for Salah? Look at that. We are not talking about violence on this channel. We are talking about revenge mission. It is what it is. Big Mountain. Yes, 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 yes. I have my co-contestant, my co-host, they're already. I rate all the way from New Jersey. It's in the studio. I tell you, Prof Tuko, all the way from Nigeria to Lekki City, is there right now. Robbie, all the way from Ile-Ife. What are you talking about? Kunle is also standing in by, all the way from Oshodi, Nigeria, Lagos. Yes, we are getting ready We are getting ready. But first, before we go into it, we are going to look at some moments, magic moment in EPL, also magic moment, crazy moment in Champions League either. We are talking about the highs and the low of the season. Yes. It's about to go down right now. Baddest guy, bring the music down a little. Yeah, I'm about to introduce everybody in right now. What's your opinion? That's the show. Please subscribe, hit the like button, share the video. It's all about us on the studio. Come on, let's go. First, I'm going to bring Kunle in. Let me hear from Kunle. What's happening in Oshodi? Kunle, what's happening in Oshodi right now? You're welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, boss, and good evening to everyone watching. Yeah, Oshodi is chill and cool this evening. Nothing really much, just the usual. It's Friday, though it's Children's Day, so yeah, it's a holiday for children, for school children. So yeah, there's been a lot of funfair in the neighborhood and all. But that aside, those who went to work, they are all on their way back, so a little bit of traffic on the way and all. But that aside, it's a pretty calm day.
All right, fantastic. Kunle, thanks for coming to the show. I'm going to bring Irate. Irate, what is happening in New Jersey? Is it raining? Like it's raining right now. Thunderstorm everywhere in Maryland. I tell you, I am safe. No problem, guys. I'm here live and direct. No doubt about it. Irate, what's going on, New Jersey? You're welcome to the program.
Good, Don. Hello, Don. Hello, everyone. It's good to be here again.
Yeah.
Hey, Irate, how you doing?
Doing
Well
good,
done.
only. How about you?
Hey, I'm good, thanks, and hope you are preparing for tomorrow's roasting by
yeah.
Real
In
Madrid.
fact,
Yeah.
my body is in New Jersey, but my spirit and mind is in Paris right now.
Oh my,
And
you
I
know,
need,
I spoke to a friend. Like, this is the I'm seeing Liverpool fans who are not going to be feeling confident. I'm like,
ah,
what's happening? I mean, Liverpool fans confidence, right?
I'm,
But
I'm,
they
I'm
don't they
very
don't have
confident.
confidence ahead of tomorrow. I've spoken to like two of my colleagues who are also Liverpool fans, and they are not confident. They are like, oh, we're just hoping. You
Okay.
said what? You are
Huh.
confident.
Oh my God.
Don't worry.
I'm not sure they are Liverpool fans. You need to ask them again because let me tell you,
Uh,
the
oh,
boys have landed in Paris. Thiago, Fabinho,
uh-huh.
the best centre back of all
so
time,
have so have
and
Madrid
the
as well.
Egyptian king. Well, I mean, look
Yeah.
at the names I mentioned. Who are you trying to mention in Madrid?
Ah,
it's for me. This match shouldn't go to extra time at all. It shouldn't. Just be
he's
90
not going to
minutes.
go to extra time.
Exactly.
All
See,
right, guys, let me welcome some
no
other
problem.
guests. Let me welcome my main guy also. I'm talking about Professor Tuko. What's it going on there? Lekki City. What's going on, bro? Prof.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Are you
Sorry,
you're sounding like you are not in final. Champions League final.
yeah, I'm just a little bit under the weather. I've got malaria,
Oh,
but it's fine. How's everybody doing today?
yeah, it is what it is.
Hey, sorry about that,
Yeah,
boss.
yeah. Welcome, Kule, Irate,
Yeah,
everybody. Welcome.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you
Sorry
should be
about
happy.
that.
You should be happy. You should be. Your body should be happy a bit. I mean, Chelsea has finally been bought over.
Yeah,
So I
but
mean,
over.
Yeah,
there's
it's a
no.
good news.
So
So
We
Chelsea
have
is not. So Chelsea is not going
so
to be
shake
expelled
body.
from the Premier League next season. So at least that should
yeah,
make your body.
yeah. I mean, it's good news. They should announce the takeover in the next 24 hours, hopefully.
Wow.
And I heard we
Wow.
have 200 million to spend, so you all should watch out.
200
Watch out.
million.
Yes,
Hmm.
What
200
the
million.
hell?
I
Yeah,
mean,
Is
they
that
are
going to
coming
be?
for us.
Is that
it's
going to be enough?
it's
Ah, yeah,
it,
of
Con-
course, it
I
should be
mean,
enough.
considering that many players is considering that
no.
it's like many players
They don't need to
are said
overhaul
to
the
want to
squad. They
leave.
have good players, so they
Yeah,
only
Yeah,
need to
you have
buy a
yeah,
a good
couple of
squad
good
already.
players. So,
yeah.
and
You have to
also,
Okay,
take, you have to
okay.
it's
take.
good to have Chelsea
I'm sure.
because we need people to make the top four because we that were
Yeah,
fighting for the Premier
no.
League.
Kole is right.
No, but no,
Kole is right to question the
no.
amount because for you to get an average world class, not average, a world class defender now, there's inflation already. So you have to
Exactly. I
spend
mean,
almost 70, 80 to get a proper center back. So 200 million, I think.
yeah,
But Chelsea are going to phase out
No,
some players.
200 million. I don't
yeah,
know.
because
It depends on
because
it depends on
you have
who
three
is in
center
charge of
backs leaving.
your
You know,
Exactly.
transfers.
there's
Yeah, we
uncertainty
even
over the likes
the left back is
of maybe
leaving.
N'Golo
Alonso is
Kante's
leaving as well.
future and some other
Yeah.
players. So, I mean, there's even Lukaku. We don't even know if Lukaku is going to stay. Timo Werner,
Do you know
many
Aston
players.
Villa just
Yeah,
signed Diego Carlos for 29 million pounds?
Can you
29
imagine?
million.
yeah, I was.
Oh my goodness.
So
What a
No,
I mean,
what a
that
bargain.
stuff actually angered. That stuff actually angered. I think journalists in
Yeah.
Spain are actually very angry at that move because they are like,
imagine
so someone
how
who is
stadium.
leaving a well-decorated club like
Ah.
Sevilla to go to the no. So what they were, why the journalists are angry? It's now like putting the debate over the fact that unlike the Premier League where all the 20 teams are kind of promoted equally, unlike in Spain, where everything is centered around Barcelona and Real
Barcelona, Real
Madrid.
Madrid.
So it is making the other clubs less attractive, and everyone wants to leave. You understand? That's why you would see someone would want to leave a club in the Bundesliga, like say Borussia Dortmund, and want to come to Burnley, because the truth is Burnley's finances, I mean, before they got relegated, were pretty much okay, so the funds are there, it's attractive and all. So it's really kind of upset people in Spain that they've lost someone like him to a less fancy Premier League, to a less fancy club in the Premier League.
All right. Please, one moment. I want to bring in the last person, but not the least. I tell you, his name is Robbie. Robbie, all the way from Ileife City. I'm talking about Robbie. Robbie, what's going on there? How's our KBC there? What's going on, bro?
His Royal KBAC running things.
You guys should leave me alone. Oh. You guys don't leave me alone quietly. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be here. It's nice to hear everybody's voice, and it's good to be on the show again.
All right, good to have you guys. Let's go. Let's get into this straight. I want to tell you something about what we have today. We're going to talk about the EPL moment. I'm talking about the highs and low of the season. And that's what Irate mentioned to me before we entered into the show. He said, don't. Wait a minute. Don't do this yet. Put highs and low of the season. Let's talk about it. Now, guys, let's first of all look at this. The EPL, the highs and low of the season. I'm talking about the two competitions. I mean, the EPL and the Champions League. But first, let me read what is going on. The second discussion for today, which is going to be: is Saturday really a revenge mission for Mo Salah? Look at what Mo Salah said. Mo Salah is so desperate for revenge after suffering the worst night of his career, and the scar still runs deep in from the heartbreak against Real Madrid in 2018. But Jurgen Klopp urges his Egyptian star to stay focused in Paris. Forget about it. And Mo Salah was injured. Let me tell you something. Was injured by Sergio Ramos in Liverpool 2018. I'm sure Irate is very angry about that defeat. I don't care. And also, the Egyptian has also been vocal in wanting to face the Spaniards again in the final. Over Farag don't worry. But Jurgen Klopp wants that the desire for revenge is simply wasted energy. He should focus on the match. And also, Salah confirmed on Wednesday that he will still be at Liverpool next season. Irate, I'm going to start with you. But first, what I'm going to start with you with this. What's your moment from the EPL and also Champions League? Where is your highs? Where are your lows? Let's get into it. Irate, go for it, bro.
Yes, the EPL, I would say that for me, the major thing that was very, very good in the EPL and made it one of the best EPL seasons we've ever had is the fact that up to the final day of the season, we were waiting to see like the champions, the top four, who was going to go to the Europa League and who was relegating. It made it very, very interesting up to the final day. Like I really can't remember many seasons where we had like four places up for grabs on the final day of the season. And then you started to see emotions running high, fans running up
Everywhere.
to the pitch after games. Like you could tell it meant so much to all of these people up until the final day of the season. So for me, the last season was a very, very interesting season for any Premier League fan, if not the best we've ever had. Also, in the Champions League,
Champions League.
yes, I would say the major eyes for me is the fact that a particular team that we are facing tomorrow has been hiding and running on luck and the goddess of football, which they are running out of tomorrow. We will make sure of that. So to be honest, like if someone mentioned, I think they lost a game against Sheriff Tiraspol or something in the group stage, and we were all
Yeah.
saying this Real Madrid team, there's no way they were going to make it like to the final this year. Like after they met with PSG, Pundit said the same thing against Chelsea. They said the same thing against Manchester City. Like these guys can't go all to the way to the final, but they did. So, and for me, it's actually like the journey they have been through so far up to getting to the final, with a squad that we consider not as good as the normal Real Madrid squad we used to know, having lost Ramos and Varane. I think they've really pulled up trees in the Champions League this season. So for me, those two are particular moments, interesting moments in those two competitions. And for the low in the EPL, I'll have to say the major low was we expect before the season started, especially after Manchester divided, splashed the cash on some particular players like Sancho, Varane, Ronaldo, and we're all expecting this title to be a four-horse race. And Romelu Lukaku also came in for over like 90 something million pounds, and we're like, oh, Chelsea for the title. And I remember people saying this was going to be one of the best EPL seasons because we have four teams who are going for the title. But ultimately in December, three teams fell away, and Liverpool tried to recover a little bit, but fell short at the end. So for me, the fact that we expected four teams to compete for this title and only two went for it all to the end, it's for me it's a low in the season. I expected more challenge from the top teams. So yeah, for me those are like the key moments in the season in both competitions.
Yes, 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 yes. You know why I'm racing this music for you? Irate, let me tell you something. Beware of tomorrow. Be worried about tomorrow. Yeah. Be worried about tomorrow. That's why I'm racing the music for you. Calm down. Calm down. All right, all right. Let's go into this straight. I'm going to come up with Professor Tuchel. What's your ups? What's your low? What's your high over the season? I'm talking about the
Uh,
last season. What's your highs? What's your low? Go for it, bro.
yeah, yeah. My eye. It was interesting season. For me, the highs of the season was first of all the return of the fans to the stadium. I think football was not the same the last season when fans were not in the stadium. It was a tough watch. It was difficult to watch without the fans roaring in the stands. So it was a beautiful thing to see the fans back. Another high of the season for me was a certain Christian Eriksen coming back to play football. I remember when he collapsed that day. I think I was on the phone to Irate, and I was scared. I actually told Irate that we've lost Eriksen. I was scared watching him collapse that day and everything. So to see him play football again was also a beautiful moment to watch. Another high of the season was watching Liverpool collapse at the last minute. No, not them winning the Premier League because
We
that would
didn't
have
collapse. We didn't collapse.
well,
No, you
no,
can't use that word.
watching them lose watching them lose the title, or with so much hope, with 15 minutes to go, was such a joy to watch because I was shaking. I don't know. I think that would have broken me if Liverpool won the title. To be honest, I would have been broken.
Stay
So
with me, bro. Stay with
yeah,
me
so
too.
so it was a high.
Hey,
The low of the season. The lows of the season was the change of ownership for me as a Chelsea supporter. It was difficult to see Roman Abramovich's asset taken away from him because of his affiliations with Russia. I still see no reason why it should get to that point, but I guess that's the politics and games. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but it was difficult to see somebody who changed our club's history to just leave like that. And also, we lost key players to injury in terms of Rhys James and Ben Chilwell, very key to the way Chelsea play football. We lost them to injury. That was a very, very that was a low point too as well in the season. I think off the top of my head, that's what I could think about.
All
Yeah.
right, that's awesome, 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 awesome. That's wonderful. That's Professor Tuchel speaking there, talking about Ibrahimovic and his team. I don't care. I'm talking about Manchester United. Yeah, I remember when you signed C. Ronaldo. That's one of my greatest moments, guys. I love that day, man. I was all over internet, everywhere. Now, I'm coming for you, Kunle. Now, what do you think? What's your
Yeah.
highs and lows of the season? I'm talking about the EPL.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for me, my high of the moment, firstly, was seeing Song Heung-min finish as the Golden Boot winner in the Premier League. This is someone who is who has been very underrated at Tottenham, and even in the Premier League. As far as Tottenham is concerned, more of the attention is always on Harry Kane. But if you notice, like I think since Jose Mourinho became Tottenham Hotspur manager, I think Son has managed to score more goals than Kane, because I know Kane has been doing more of providing assists and all. But it was actually very nice for him to see him. It was very nice to see someone who isn't really talked about that much to finish that high up on the goal scorer chart. Not forgetting that he continued his amazing partnership with Harry Kane, and this was a guy. And one thing I love about Son is all his goals were well taken goals. They were not tap ins or something like. They were shots, proper shots, well worked goals, very technical and very very beautiful in nature. So that was a high. That was a high for me, seeing him finish as the top goal scorer. Also, Tottenham also finishing in the top four, I will say that as a high, because many people felt like, oh, when Antonio Conte came, oh, that what was he doing? That it was a step down for him. He couldn't do it because he didn't have the players and all. But look at him; he finished in the top four at the expense of the likes of Manchester United and Arsenal, the ones who were expected to finish in that place. So I consider that to be a high. For my low firstly would be Manchester United and how the
I
season
tell you.
finished for them. The club was actually meant to do better than, or at least we're meant to do better than the second place that they finished last season, but things just began to crumble. And I mean, even when after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked, I
Yeah.
mean, even Ralph Ragnick couldn't pick up the pieces. And it's raising questions already of if Eric Ten Hag can really do anything about this squad, knowing that, because almost every day you are hearing of one leak. Oh, one player is not happy with this. One player is doing this. There is this one. It's as if the club is just in disarray, and you just wonder, like, who is going to be, can anyone really fix the position where. And the thing is, all the fans are eager. They want to see the club win again. But the truth is, it might not be something that would be instant. Even if the club is able to win now, how are we sure that it is going to be sustained success? So Manchester United's performance was one of my low of the season. Then I would say another low was seeing Burnley get relegated. I mean,
Mm.
Burnley is a team under Sean Dyche who, they don't play the best of football, but they get the job done. And to me, that's how I see football. Football is not about playing pretty and all. Just get the results. And they were always doing it. But all of a sudden, Sean Dyche, he got sacked, and they brought in Mike Jackson, and it seemed they were doing well. But on the last day, it didn't happen, and they got relegated. So that's like, I think, and they've been very stable, but it's come to an end for them. And I think it's really sad because Burnley is a small club, but they were a thorn in the flesh to the big teams. And they did have many decent results over the years. So it's sad to see such a team go down So I would say that that was also a low because it wasn't something that was expected.
All right, thanks, Kunle. Kunle, it is what it is. I tell you, when you're talking about Manchester United, you know I'm a Manchester United fan. I just wanted to forget about that season quickly. It was a shambles season. I tell you guys, that's one of my lows as well of the season. Let me check the comment coming in. Coming in from Mutiu Olayode, saying well done, big boss. You are doing well. Thank you so much, Muteto. Thank you so much. Right now, I'm going to call in Robbie. Robbie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes. What's your own for the EPL moments and Champions League moments? We are talking about the highs and the lows of the season. But before you start talking, I want to welcome our main man, Cup for Life. Cup for Life is a Manchester United. Oh, sorry. It's a Liverpool fan. And you're welcome to the show, bro. What's going on?
Yes. I don't know about this Liverpool. I don't know about this idea that I am a Manchester United fan.
No, it's a slip of tongue.
They want to take you from us. We won't let that happen. Don't worry. You are a champion. You are not fighting for Europa League.
I was just playing with you now. Just playing.
It's like Prof doesn't like want to play to do
He
play
doesn't
with
like
him.
it at
He doesn't
all.
like play at all. And boy, I understand. You know, as an academician, you know,
They are trying to destroy
everything about them is serious. So
They
I
are
understand.
trying to destroy my reputation.
All right, Robbie, go for it, bro. I know you have some highs and lows of the season for APL and you Champions League before I come for Cup for Life as well too. Go for it, bro, Robbie. This music is for you. Let's go.
My high moments of the just concluded season. First and foremost, I would say that to see Christian Eriksen play football again is a joy to behold. This was somebody who practically gave the whole world a scare when he collapsed on the field during the Euros, and I was almost moved to tears seeing that situation at that point in time. So to see him come back very strong, play for a team that against all odds put so much belief in him as a player, as a human being, I think for me is the highest moment in this season. Secondly, my high points of the season, I would pick individual performances of some things that practically blew us away. For me, the team of the season, the team of the just concluded season for me personally is Newcastle United. This was a team that was romancing relegation at the first stanza of the league, and in the second stages of the league, out of nowhere, yes, they got a new owner that pumped at least some decent amount of money into the club's operations. They had a change of a coach, and from there, that was more or less like the recipe for success for this team. And they finished a respectable, I think they finished 11th or thereabout this season. This was a team that as of the first half of the season, they barely had 3 wins to their name. So for me, that is just something that is unbelievable that you cannot script, you cannot write. My low points of the season obviously centers around Manchester United. How United finished the season, I will tell you as a United fan, I really don't care that much. But I think the most disappointing part or the most disappointing event of the season as a Manchester United fan has been nothing other than the appointment of Ralph Rangnick as the coach, the interim coach of the team. For me, that was more or less like a stab to the heart, because how in God's name, I would say it again, how in God's name would you go and get a coach that from the team he was uprooted from in Russia, he was not even the coach of that team, he was the sporting director of that team. So how is it commensurate? It is just like you're removing the engine of a Bentley and you're putting it in a Toyota. How do you expect that to function? So for me, it is the lowest of the lows as a Manchester United fan and for the club, because the man just faltered to the seas. He came in with his so-called Gengen football, Gengen pressing, and at the end of the day, unfortunately, he was even the one that was blown away by other teams of the Premier League. So, for me, I think that is the lowest point of the season for me. Thank you.
All right, somebody's telling me Ragnick is absolutely terrible. He made Solskjaer look good. And also, somebody's also telling me Ragnick was a fraud. Well, it is what it is. That's one of the lows from Robbie saying Manchester United didn't appoint this guy very well. But it is what it is. I'm coming for you, Klopp, for life. I'm coming for you on this music. Maybe it's going to make you feel real good. You know, it is a cool jam as you're about to come in right now. Klopp, for life, over to you. What's your highs and what's your low? Yeah.
My
Chilling.
highs and my lows of the Premier League season 2021 to 2022. That's a very difficult question, but I will try to freestyle it as quickly as I can, given that I'm just hearing this question now. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Highs or lows? Which one would you like me to start with?
With anywhere you want to start from.
Let's get the bad news out of the way, and then we'll do the good news last. So the bad news. And I will not go by teams. Let's go with players, because I think that one of the most impressive things is that we've seen some incredible performances this year, and we've seen some really, really poor performances this year. And we're getting to a point where some of those poor performances were significant. So let's go with the poor performances first. 3 poor performances this season, and there's just unfortunate that. So if we are talking about 3 poor performances this season, number 3 on that list for me, and I would say in terms of just generally, he underperformed significantly, and it's a bit unfair on him, but I have to be honest, that is Maguire. And I'm not trying to pick on him as a Manchester United captain, but I think that the pressure that was put on him was incredible. He has the potential. It was never a Virgil van Dijk to have gone and thought, okay, I'm just going to go and sign Maguire, and he's going to step up and become the next VVD. Is just ridiculous. He's a good player, but he's no better than a UEFA Cup type of player. He's not a Manchester United captain. So I'd say Maguire is one of the low points. Another low point, sadly, and I'm sorry to say, is also another Manchester United player. And sadly, I'm sorry I have to say that, and you'll be surprised who I'm about to call out. I'm going to call out Bruno Fernandes.
Absolutely terrible.
And I will say that Bruno Fernandes has been a player that he's better than what he showed this season. He's one of those that I would say was a bad egg in the bunch. For me personally, I'll be seriously concerned if I was Ten Cat, or what is his name. I would be really worried, and he will not be one of those. He will be one of those players that I'll be thinking, you know what, when the chips are down, is it the kind of player that you want around? He falls over. He throws his hands up. His attitude just stinks. So for me, I think that he's had a terrible season, and it's time for him to. It's time to think about what he brings to your team. Now, last player will surprise you, because I'm going to call out a Liverpool fan player who's had a terrible season, in my own opinion. And you'll be wondering that how can a Liverpool player have had a terrible season when we won the FA Cup, won the League Cup, and the Champions League final, lost the league by a point? Yes, I'm going to call out one player that is a Liverpool player that is a little bit strange. For me, that player, even though he's played a lot more this season, I've been quite disappointed almost every time he steps on the pitch, and that is Naby Keita.
Wow.
Very yes. Every time
Wow.
Naby Keita gets on the pitch, I know me and Mr. Ireti, we will argue this till we are blue in the face, But every time Naby Keita gets on the pitch, I'm always disappointed because he gives away the ball so often. He's always, most of the time, at least 90% of the time, he's always the worst player on the pitch from a Liverpool perspective. So I think that there's an upgrade that is needed with regards to Naby Keita. Those are my lows. Highs. My highs, I want to talk about 3 players that I think that have done very well this season. Some of them are underdogs, but one of them is not. One player that has done very well that has gone unnoticed has been Dan Burn at Newcastle United. A lot of people don't realize the kind of way that he stepped into the center of that defense, replaced Jamal Lascelles, and became sort of the rock in the middle of their defense. And all of a sudden, when he came in, all of a sudden, the points started to follow. And all of a sudden, Newcastle went from... See, if you're going to turn a team around from winning only 3 league games, having a disaster of a season, where you start from is to make sure that the defense and the organization is there. And that's what Dan Burn brought. And that's what I have a lot of respect for what he's done this season. The other player that a lot of people don't realize, and I'm going to call a Liverpool player now, is Joel Matip.
Really?
Joel Matip has had an incredible season. A lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people are always thinking about Van Dijk. A lot of people are always thinking about Ibu Konate. That's good. But for me, Joel Matip, if you watch Liverpool, you probably say that he was maybe our best defender this season. Been that good, Joel Matip. Solid player this season for the Premier League. And then the last player that shows that his quality, his class, regardless of what team he plays for, probably, if he had not been injured, might have even gone on to become the Premier League's top scorer this season. Shows the class of the player. I don't like him much, but I have to give him all the credit and say that he's been one of the major impressive parts of the Premier League is Ronaldo. I give it to him. That yes, this season, he's done incredibly well in the Premier League. Came close in terms of his goal tallies for a 36, 37-year-old to be able to do that. That's impressive. So well done to Ronaldo. So those are my 3 highs and lows of the Premier League 2021-2022 season.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Kunle, you just messaged me now. You said you want to talk about the Champions League, the highs and lows of it. Can you please quickly go for it?
Yeah. Without much ado, my high of the Champions League moment was when Manchester United beat Villarreal in the first time they met in the group stages, where Cristiano Ronaldo popped up with the winner late on. I mean, anyone who followed that game, I know people would have said that, it was a terrible performance from Manchester United because they were nowhere. I mean, Villarreal wanted to finish Manchester United right there off on their turf and all. But you know, the mere fact that Manchester United were so second best, but we're still able to come back, just made me remember how the team was under Alex Ferguson, because there were many times where I know now maybe Man U goes to Anfield and plays Liverpool, and Liverpool is going to play the hell out of Manchester United. But just in the dying minutes, when maybe Alex Ferguson rings a sub, maybe he brings in John O'Shea or something, and from nowhere the goal appears. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be disappointing to the opposition like Villarreal, but it was just something else, because nobody ever expected that they were going to win, but they did. And those were some of the things that were crucial, at least in them making it out of the group phase. So I will put that as my high of the Champions League season for me. Then followed by that is how Real Madrid progressed, because nobody was giving them a chance. I think Irate made mention of it. Nobody was giving them a chance right from that time when they lost to Sheriff. But look at them now. They are in the final. Then for my lows would be seeing AC Milan out of the Champions League, because this was their first time in, I think, almost 8 years or thereabouts, since 2013. They were in Liverpool's group, and I think they only finished with 1 point. I think they did try. They put in a good performance, I think, against Liverpool, like was it Anfield or maybe at the San Siro, but we expected more from them, to bring that nostalgia of the prime AC Milan that we used to see back then, but it wasn't there. So I think it was a disappointment. Then the other disappointment too was Borussia Dortmund, who, with all the attacking talent they had in their squad, they were not able to make it out of the group phase, with Haaland and all of that. It was rather, I think, Sporting Lisbon and Ajax who made it at their expense. So I think that was a very, very disappointing one in the Champions League for me.
All right. Thanks, Kunle. Thanks. Let's go move to the fantastic moment of the day. I mean, the topic for today, I'll tell you. Let's go this way, guys. It's all about the main man. I tell you, I love this guy. A brother from another mother. I'm talking about this guy, Mo Salah of Liverpool. It's all about Champions League tomorrow. And this guy has been spitting fire. Revenge mission. Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Terminator 3. That's Mo Salah tomorrow. Spitting revenge. I'm going to start with Cup for Life. It's tomorrow. A revenge mission for Mo Salah. Bro, over to you, Club for Life.
It's tomorrow a revenge mission
Yes.
for Mo Salah.
Yes.
Well, it's a tough one. A really, really tough game that sadly I think that Liverpool will struggle with.
Why do you say that? Why do you say they'll
Honestly,
struggle?
my heart wants Liverpool to win, but my head is also honest enough to know that it's going to be a tough game. The reason why I think it's going to be a tough game is that, first and foremost, I don't believe that Thiago is fit. And because Thiago is not fit, that means that we will probably start with Fabinho, Henderson, Naby Keita. To me, we concede the midfield to them by doing that already. Because we are now talking about Casemiro, you are talking about Cruz and what's his name? Modric. I mean, we concede the midfield to them in terms of just technique. Not so much in terms of determination, but technique. We concede the midfield to them. I think that Mo Salah himself, that is spitting all the guns and bullets, although I don't think he is, he only made one statement. I would say that Mo Salah over the last 10 games has been average.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
average. Mo Salah has not been scoring goals. He's had a few assists. And I don't know that by his standards, he's been average. Not by every other players in the Premier League. I think that where the game will be won and lost, for me, that concerns me is that Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the most attacking, creative right backs the game has ever seen. Probably, he will go down in history, probably second to Cafu. Probably even on the same level as Cafu by the time he finishes playing. Depending on how well he looks after himself. But he cannot defend to save his life, and I'm sure Vinicius Jr. is going to have an amazing game. I do not see how he will keep Vinicius Jr. quiet for 90 minutes.
That's true. That's another thing there, man.
So when you think about it from that perspective, for me, my concern is that my heart tells me that Liverpool will win, but my head tells me that it is Real Madrid's game to lose. So I think that if I were Mo Salah, I would be a little bit more quiet about that at the moment. So I think it's going to be a brilliant game. But at the same time, I think when I think about what Real Madrid have at the moment, attacking wise, they will score. The question is, how many will Liverpool score? If Liverpool, and at the moment, we have been kind of overthinking our play sometimes this season towards the last, but then again, there has been a lot of pressure. and we've been sort of playing with a lot of pressure on us over the last maybe 5-7 games. But that being said, do I think that do I think Mohamed Salah would be the deciding factor tomorrow?
Mhm.
Based on the way the last 10 games, 15 games have gone, I would say no. We will need Sadio Mane. We will need
Luis.
we will need Luis Diaz to turn up for us to be good, and we will need to be effective at set pieces for people like Van Dijk and maybe Konate or Matip to be effective in the box. Otherwise, I think that if we depend on Mo Salah tomorrow, I think we'll be in trouble. I think he's played very well, and I'm surprised that we're not trying to sign up and keep Sadio Mane, because for me, I honestly think that it might be time for Salah to go.
Are you
Just
kidding
generally
me?
speaking.
Wow. Irate, I know you won't take it.
Sorry.
Irate, did you hear that?
I heard that very, very clear. Very, very clear.
Sorry, Irate, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
He's played very well, but I think that,
But-
this is the first season that I think that he has come in that I don't feel like the last 10 games that he has been a shadow of the Mohamed Salah that we know.
Yes, but we also need to remember this is not the first time this is happening to Salah. It happened in the season we won the title. He scored 19 goals. And it happened in his second season when he went 10 games without scoring. So we know Mo Salah, he always has this time, in patches where he's not playing well. But even when he's not playing well, he's a threat and he provides assists. And he also creates chances for the team. So for me, I feel like Madrid might try to sign him because they didn't get Mbappe. And if they offer him an outrageous amount of money, he might leave. But personally, I would love to keep Salah because no other player in Liverpool can play that right hand side so well like Salah. Not Jota, not even Luis Diaz. So that's how I feel about the Salah situation.
Now, the same questions go to you, Irate, on this topic. For tomorrow's, do you think the revenge mission that Mo Salah has been spitting, is it justifiable? Is it going to happen tomorrow? Is it going to happen? What's your take on this?
I'll get straight to it. First
Alright.
of all, Mo Salah has not been speaking about any revenge mission. He only mentioned after the game against Villarreal that he would love to play Real Madrid because of what happened in 2018. And since then, the Real Madrid players have been picking on him, the likes of Carvajal, Benzema, Valverde, and the rest, which is okay. I mean, like they have a right to do that. But the man he had a score to settle with is now a shadow of himself at PSG. Is close to retirement. So I feel like Salah should just focus on the team, playing well with the team, making passes when he should, and he should not think about a revenge. I'm sure the team is not thinking about that anyways, because also, and we had to Liverpool fans had to react Granit Carvajal on Instagram that Oga, get ready, you're about to face a nightmare tomorrow. You might not sleep well tomorrow. On that side, I think Luis Diaz is going to roast him to pieces. So you should focus on facing Luis Diaz rather than talking about Mo Salah. Then in the midfield, Cruz, Modric, Casemiro have been very excellent over the years, and they still have that technique and ability. One thing they have lost, which we saw from last season when they lost to Chelsea and struggled against some teams this season in the Champions League, they have lost legs. And that is why against Chelsea and Man City, Carlo Ancelotti had to bring them off to put the likes of Camavinga and Van Verde in midfield. So if we have an energetic midfield that will go up and press against them, like Kante did last season, Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho, I don't think they will be able to live with that. They will not even be able to pick passes in that midfield. Also, I have to go to Trent Alexander-Arnold versus Vinicius, which has been widely spoken of by pundits and the rest. And I try to listen to what they say in the sense that I want to see the more like intelligent speeches and the fact that you have a player here who has made the most assists every season for a team for the last 3 or 4 seasons. As a coach, an experienced coach like Ancelotti should know that it is not all about attacking Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can you defend against him? Because this man will create chances, whether you like it or not. He will create chances. So while we talk about, oh, this man is going to run again, Trent Alexander won't change. He will play the way he plays. He will play the same way. Now the problem is, can you stop those crosses coming in? Have you watched Trent Alexander-Arnold making defense splitting passes? He even plays in midfield most of the time this season.
Yeah.
How can Vinicius Junior track back? And because this man will create chances, how can you stop those chances? Because if you stop Trent Alexander-Arnold, you stopped Liverpool's major source of chances. That is the truth. And also on that side, we will have, I feel Klopp will go with Ibrahima Konate, who has the pace and power to go with Vinicius Junior. So I don't expect us to change the way we play. I think we are going to play the same way, and Alexander will play the same way. Now going to the centre backs, Real Madrid have Alaba, Nacho, and Militao. I don't know if Alaba is fit enough to play, but they are not Varane and Ramos. No way. They are nowhere near both of them. And I know Liverpool's front three will cause them a lot of problems, especially at that centre back. I don't know how they want to cope with Mane. I don't see how, physically and technically. So for me, while everyone has talked about the experience, I think for me, Liverpool should have this game done and dusted in 90 minutes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now over to you. Over to you now, Professor Tuchel. Over to you. I'm bringing you in with this piece of music. Prof, tomorrow is tomorrow. Tomorrow says, is it going to be a revenge mission for Mo Salah? What's your take on this? Come up with this, Professor Tuchel. Let's go.
Yeah, just as Cop alluded to, I think it's going to be a tricky game for Liverpool. First of all, the statement that Mo Salah made, he said we have a score to settle. Before he said he wishes that Liverpool gets Madrid. Then when they now got Madrid, then went on to say we have a score to settle. I think when you make statements like this, usually more often than not, it comes back to bite you. I feel like you don't need to add more pressure to it, to the already tense, pressured final that you have. You don't have to add excess pressure to yourself for the game. I think what he did, he just got the Madrid players fired up. He didn't need to do that. The Valverde is fired up, Casemiro is fired up. They're all fighting for the badge. When you talk down like that, they all said you talk down on the badge. When you talk down on players of that caliber, then you give them extra motivation to come and face you, and then you put more pressure on yourself to perform. And Salah, as much as I know about him, is a little bit selfish player, because that's why he gets as much goals as he gets. So in a game as big as huge as tomorrow, I see Salah, putting pressure on himself, making some selfish decisions. It might affect his game tomorrow, to be honest. But that's there for us. That's there for us to see.
He will not agree.
That's there for us to see. Where would the game be lost and won?
All right.
As they alluded to, Cup for Life said it. Vinicius Junior, football is a game of moments. I already talked about Arnold's prowess attacking wise, but you have to know that Vinicius Junior doesn't track back. So the way Ancelotti set up his team, Valverde is going to go with Vinicius, Benzema, Valverde. Valverde drops back to support the midfield. He leaves Vinicius up. Vinicius doesn't track back. Benzema drops deep. So he's going to probably peg Vinicius against Arnold. That would stop Arnold from attacking. So if Arnold decides to attack, he leaves Vinicius open one-on-one with Konate, and he will have him on toast all day long. So it's a tactical battle. And as much as you feel like Arnold can attack, is going to be stopped. His attacking prowess will be stopped also by Vinicius. That is one that is very interesting to watch there, because we all know that Mo Salah doesn't really help defensively, even though Henderson does the job, but Mo Salah doesn't do it. So that's interesting to see. Carlo Ancelotti has won the last 4 games, three Champions League games against my team Chelsea from the bench. So Modric and Cruz might tire, but he's got Camavinga, a very energetic player from the bench. Valverde drops deep. He can bring in Rodrigo. So he's got players. I feel like the game is going to be won in the midfield, as Cobb said as well, because he has players that can change the game. like from the bench. So, and this is a team that has had like over 1 month. They've won the title for God knows how long. They've had 1 month or there or more to prepare for the game. I'm sure they go to sleep every day with tactics and everything about Liverpool. So for me, I feel like it's a very tricky one for Liverpool tomorrow, and I think Madrid might just edge it, might just win it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Prof. Kunle, it's over to you now, Kunle. What do you feel? What do you feel about tomorrow's match? Actually, Manchester United is not playing fine now. Shame on Manchester United right now. So, Kunle, what are you going to say about this main guy? Is it tomorrow? Is it going to be his revenge mission? He wants to be like a Terminator,
Um,
Arnold Schwarzenegger for tomorrow. What's your take on this?
uh, well, I don't seem to understand what the revenge mission is, because if there is anything he has to revenge for, it is Sergio Ramos, not Real Madrid. Sergio Ramos is where the revenge should come from. Is where the revenge should be targeted at, not Real Madrid. And sadly, Sergio Ramos is not at Real Madrid anymore. So if he is trying to revenge for 2018, I mean, that's a lost cause, because you are not playing against the person who ended your night. So what is the revenge for? And I think I agree with what Klopp said, because you have to be focused. If his mind is on, oh, I must get back at Real Madrid for what happened to me in 2018. Real Madrid is going to come at you. And I think, like, all the guys have been pointing out about, especially where Real Madrid will have their strength. You see, everyone is talking. The thing is, Liverpool is going to be favorite, no doubt, and they're actually going to play Real Madrid. Yeah, but we need to understand that those moments when Real Madrid are with the ball, where they have their chances, is what can change the game and turn it on its head. So if, let us say, for instance, now Liverpool has a 2-0 lead in the first half, Liverpool should not feel comfortable, because the moment Real Madrid is able to score like this, we all know what happened against Chelsea City. What you've not seen, what you never saw from Real Madrid all game, they are going to bring it up, and there is nothing Liverpool will do to stop it, because you know that once Vinicius, Benzema, Rodrigo, Camavinga, or whoever, once all of them are on their A game, there is nobody who can stop them. It's not going to be Van Dijk. It's not going to be. So what Liverpool need to do is they need to limit Real Madrid as much as possible, because if Real Madrid get those chances, it's going to be difficult. And I am concerned. Like, I think Sir Klopp for Life said that the issues with fitness. Thiago doesn't look fit. I don't even know if Fabinho is fit, because he missed, like, is it the last 3-4 matches or thereabout? He was injured. What is Salah's fitness? What is Salah's fitness like? How do we know if the other players themselves are fit? Because it's been a very, very long season. Klopp still had to play some of his key players, on the very last day to show that they were going to win to show that they had a shot at the title, compared to Real Madrid, who have already wrapped up the La Liga title since weeks back. And they had the opportunity to use a fringe side in their remaining. They had that luxury. Liverpool didn't have that luxury. So in terms of fitness, I think Real Madrid is fitter and fresher. So what's going to happen to Liverpool? How are we sure that, we're not going to have another injury situation where maybe one Liverpool player is going to get injured the way Salah was? I know, yeah, Ramos rough handled him and all, but how do we know that maybe one Liverpool player isn't going to get injured again or something? So there's just so much to play for. But what I know is that if Liverpool know that they want to get this game done and dusted, they have to prevent Real Madrid from having any chances. And they must, most especially, they must prevent Real Madrid from scoring. Because if Real Madrid should find a goal, especially if they are down, Liverpool should know that they are definitely in for it, because Madrid are going to really mount immense pressure that would really now start putting Liverpool on their toes, and they might not be able to, withstand that pressure, especially when it's the closing stages of the match.
All right, Kunle, thank you so much for that insight. Before I call on Robbie, Cup for Life, you want to say something? Just quickly, 1 minute.
Yes, really quickly, just a
All
quick
right.
point is that let's be clear. My heart tells me that Liverpool will win. My head tells me Real Madrid. But the only way my head is telling me Real Madrid is not because Liverpool should come out and play a defensive game. Because let's be clear, Liverpool play in a league that is faster than Real Madrid. So therefore, fitness-wise, 90 minutes fitness. We saw it against
I lost him there or something. Cup for Life, I can't hear you. Can anybody
Hello,
hear
can
him?
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Back.
Sorry. All right. Sorry. I did. Okay. What I was just basically trying to say is this: tomorrow, I guarantee you, Manchester. I guarantee you that Real Madrid will play on the counter. I guarantee you, Real Madrid will not come at Liverpool because they are more afraid of our forward line than we are afraid of their forward line. However, my concern is defensive lapses in concentration from Liverpool, where you might find somebody like Vinicius go and beat the offside trap. Aside from that, if Liverpool can manage Vinicius Jr., particularly, I think that Liverpool can win that game. I don't think that Real Madrid are the closest thing to Liverpool that Real Madrid have faced is Man City. And Man City completely destroyed them. They just lost concentration at the key moments. So I see where we're going with this, that, but I just want to be careful that, to me, I don't believe that Real Madrid are, I don't believe they are better than Liverpool, but I just feel that they may be able to manage the situation better than Liverpool. That's my point.
All right, somebody said it exactly. Those lapses in concentration can be a problem for Liverpool. Robbie, what do you think about tomorrow's match? Salah is saying this and that, that's coming for revenge mission, like Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about. So, what's your take on this issue?
Okay, let me do a quick one here. Cup for Life practically said just about everything I have in my mind to say. Like him as well, my heart tells me Liverpool might win, but my head tells me Madrid might win. I did a quick research this morning. In the last 5 encounters, Madrid have actually carried the day. And just like he said, for me personally, I believe that the chink in Liverpool's armor practically might come from Alexander Trent Arnold. Why? Because he's more or less like an attacking fullback. And Vinicius Jr. is primed to play in that position. Trent Alexander Arnold will be defending. So it is now a possibility of, if Alexander Arnold attacks and the Liverpool attack breaks down and the ball gets to Vinicius Jr., how much recovery will he be able to do in the space of 90 minutes? How much recovery runs will he make? And if he practically says he doesn't want to join Liverpool's attack, he practically also places a burden on Liverpool's attack down that line, because we know that Alexander Arnold is an excellent and a marksman when it comes to providing crosses, when it comes to set pieces, when it comes to also shooting. He brings so much to the table. So I think that is one headache Liverpool practically have to try and sort out tomorrow. On the issue of Salah sending the messages during the semi-final matches and so on and so forth, I think personally, I really don't think he needed to do all that. Players have stepped on each other's toes, players have kicked each other, players have fought each other in during the durations of their careers and matches, and they've all moved on. So if you're saying that you want somebody in a final, or you're saying that I have unfinished business with you, just like Professor Tuchel said, it practically fires up that player, or it practically fires up that team. And do not forget that Real Madrid is a team that plays dirty.
Absolutely.
And Salah might practically be targeted tomorrow. They might say something in Spanish that gets him angry. We saw Materazzi for Italy do that against the great Zidane. And Italy ultimately won that World Cup final. All they just did was they just talked trash to Zidane, and he lost his cool, and he got a red card for his troubles. And Italy ultimately won the title. So in this case, they might also try the same tactics. These tactics work in football. There are no rules, there are no laws against them. Somebody might say something in Spanish to Salah that gets into his head, he gets angry, he loses his cool, or he practically shuts him down psychologically. And that is just a man down. And that is a very, very important man for that matter. So going into the game tomorrow, I think Salah should play with his team. Salah should practically take all eyes off him, possibly feed Mane, possibly feed Luis Diaz. Let those two do the damages. If possible, when his chance comes, he would shine. But the Salah we all know does not play that way. He practically wants the glory for himself. He probably might see Mane tomorrow and decide to unsee Mane at the vital moment where he could just pass the ball to him and let Liverpool get the lead. So I think for tomorrow, it's going to be a tight contest. I don't think Madrid will be running around or will run riots around Liverpool. It will be a counter-attacking strategy for Real Madrid because they will try to soak up the pressure and see what Liverpool brings to the table before they begin to at least apply their own counter to such strategies. That is my take. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. What's going to be your score line? I'm going to start with Kunle. What's your prediction about the score line for tomorrow? I mean, Real Madrid versus Liverpool. What's your score prediction? Kunle, can you please go for it?
Okay. Okay, so they say lightning does not strike twice in the same place, but well, we've seen lightning strike 3 times for Real Madrid. So yeah, we've seen lightning strike 3 times for Real Madrid. So believe me, I can say it will happen again. And to that effect, I will say that Real Madrid is going to beat Liverpool by 3-1.
Up Real Madrid! Ala Madrid! It is what it is. That's number one. That's 1-0 there. Somebody's going in for Real Madrid there. That's 1-0. 1-0, 1-0. I'm coming to you. You might decide to tell me the score prediction. What's your score prediction? Go for it, Ureti. That's 1-0.
Yes, for the game tomorrow, I'm
what's your score prediction?
expecting Liverpool to win the game in 90 minutes. And I'm predicting a scoreline of 3-1 for Liverpool.
Can you hear that? Oh my goodness! Up Liverpool! That's 1-1. 1-1.
Kunle is a Man U fan and they are in Europa League. So I expect him to say that.
It is what it is. I love this, man. I love this moment. Professor Tuchel, what do you think? The scoreline will be tomorrow. Don't forget the fact that it's 1-1. Real Madrid 1, Liverpool 1.
You know, I feel it's going to be a dark day in the red part of Merseyside. So I see three goals to 2. Madrid wins the game 3-2.
Ala Madrid! That's 2-1. 2-1. 2-1 at the moment. He's going. Oh my goodness. 30 minutes to go. What do you have? Real Madrid 2, Liverpool 1. I'm coming for you, Club. Club, what do you think? What do you think for the man? First competition tomorrow. 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go.
This is a tough one.
Yes.
Very tough one because a lot of people have picked based on their own bias. You know, a lot of the non-Liverpool fans have either Chelsea or Manchester United fans, and they are picking Real Madrid just out of not out of any real
spite,
other than just
spite.
Out of spite. So not for any real reasonable reason. So that's totally understood. And so same thing for Mr. Irate as well. Irate is speaking based on his Liverpool loyalties, which is fair enough. The reality is that I'm a Liverpool fan, but at the same time, I'm a realist. I think that game would probably go to extra time. and in a strange
I
way,
love you right now.
you know,
Right now.
I think the game will
Wahala.
go to extra time. I do. I don't think that there will be a winner in 90 minutes. I think Liverpool will probably lead, and I think that Real Madrid will come back late on in the game. I think both sides. I don't think the defense is strong enough on either side to not concede a goal. So I think both sides will
Yeah.
concede. I think this could go to penalties. I really do.
Wow.
And I think if it was to go to penalties, I strangely think that Liverpool have won 2 games now back to back on penalties in the
They are due
finals.
for a loss.
Penalty.
That in a strange way, I actually think that Real Madrid will win on penalties tomorrow.
Oh
Sadly.
my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Wow,
I'm
from a
going to Laudi.
from a Liverpool fan.
From
Wow,
a Liverpool fan.
I have to
wow.
go.
On the Champions League final.
Champions League
But
Hey,
don't
final.
right.
forget, but don't forget this though. Don't forget this. I have seen Liverpool win multiple Champions League finals in my time. To all the haters out there, all the best.
All right.
Well, top,
It's
top.
3-1.
You feel bad if Liverpool goes on to win this with your prediction, you know.
No.
Yeah.
If Liverpool win, it's a win-win situation for me.
Well, I
No,
get
no,
it.
it's
Yeah.
not because
It's
you
a win-win.
predicted Liverpool to lose.
Exactly.
No, it's a win-win situation. Do you understand?
No,
Like,
it
if
is
Liverpool
not.
win,
No, it's a
if
win-win for
Liverpool
me.
lose, no,
Yes.
if Liverpool lose, I'll get to say I told you so.
So
if
that's
Liverpool
the
win-
game you're playing.
And if Liverpool win, my heart will always be happy.
Yes.
I'll still wear my jersey.
All right, that's 3-1. Ala Madrid. 3-1. 3-1. And also, I think it's going to be Robbie now. Before we wrap up the show, what's your score prediction for tomorrow, Robbie? It's loud, yeah, Lord Robbie. Tell us your score prediction now. Robbie, go for it. Do we still have Robbie there or he's conceding as well? It's 3-1. Hala Madrid. Robbie! Oh, I think I lost him there. It is what it is, guys. Tomorrow we're going to do head-to-head tomorrow. I assure you that it's going to be head-to-head tomorrow before we head straight into the watch-along match tomorrow. So, guys, thank you so much. It is what it is. My score prediction for tomorrow: Liverpool will not win. That's what I got to say, guys. Liverpool
Haters
will
will
not win.
I expect you to say that. You are in Europa League. You are in Europa League. You don't want us to win Champions League. But don't worry.
All right. All right, it is what is a fantastic one. I love this. I love this. Tomorrow we'll be here 2:30 tomorrow Eastern time for the watch along match. It's going to be massive. Me and Professor Tuka will be on the same page here tomorrow. Join us, you guys. We're going to do head to head. We'll come up with head to head. Who's the combined 11, Real Madrid and Liverpool before the match starts. So we're going to be here. It's going to be massive for that 30 minutes before the match. We're going to do it. Is there anything anybody wants to say before we wrap up?
I hope the Liverpool fans can get a good sleep tonight. You know,
Amen.
they should be there.
Easy sleep for us. Easy sleep. But one thing, let me
Very,
give
very
one
easy.
prediction tomorrow.
Someone that should not sleep well tonight is Danny Carvajal. He shouldn't be. He should be awake.
Why won't he sleep?
And I'll give you one prediction.
Okay.
Sadio
You see why he
Mane
shouldn't
will
sleep tomorrow.
definitely score a goal tomorrow. Mark my
Yeah,
words.
of course. Against Militao and Alaba.
Sadio Mane will score a goal tomorrow. It's not a maybe. It's got
I don't think Alaba will, I believe it will be Nacho and Militao that will.
No, Alaba
that
cannot
will-
be on the bench. Alaba will start.
Even if it's
Alaba-
not
Alaba is not that strong, oh.
Nacho-
Compared to Nacho. Nacho is
Nacho
stronger.
is not even better
Nacho
than
is
Omeru.
more.
He's like Omeru or Trusty. Who is Nacho?
Baba, calm down now. Emiro, Bawo, Abba. Come
I am
on.
mentioning Nacho like he's a
Come
world class.
on.
Like he's a
I
world
mean, I
class
don't see
center.
why we're even. Nacho should not even be.
Nacho na long-serving Real Madrid player now. What are you
Yeah,
saying?
well, but
Papa?
who is he though? What has he done?
I don't know who is Nacho. He has not even been Real Madrid best defender.
He has not been there defender. He has 4 Champions League.
Nacho and Militao.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
O'Shea has 4 Champions League medals now.
Zinchenko has won 4 times 4 Premier League titles. Who is Zinchenko?
Zinchenko is playing now. Zinchenko is playing. He played his part away.
Zinchenko will not enter.
When we are mentioning defenders, please don't mention Nacho anymore, please.
Thank you.
Alright.
But yeah,
Thank you. Yeah,
We got to
sorry,
wrap
sir.
up the show.
but Nacho
Sorry, sir.
held Man City.
No vex, sir.
Against Man City.
All right, Kule, thank you so much for coming.
Exactly, and he was excellent.
It was
Quite
excellent.
so good. Yes, boss. Thanks so much.
All
Yeah.
right, see you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Yeah,
Kule.
thank you so much, boss.
And the
Let's
Green
go.
Center.
See you all in Paris.
All right.
When you
Alright.
walk through the storm, hold your head up.
Pop for life.
Pop
That's
for
my brother.
life.
Don't be afraid
Of the
of
Lord. Hey, from this level, don't sing
there's a golden sky and a still
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a fantastic show, man. It is what it is. It's all about the Champions League tomorrow. I tell you, we're going to be here live and direct for the watch along match. We're going to be here 30 minutes before the show starts. I'm talking about the match against Real Madrid versus Liverpool. It is what it is. We've done it. Big mountain. We're looking at tomorrow, which is going to be massive. Myself and Christopher Tuchel will be here for the watch along. You guys stay tuned. Thank you, everybody. Watch again. I tell you, please subscribe to the channel. Put a like on the video if you are watching this for the first time. I tell you, it's all about Intercontinental Sport TV. It's a great moment. It's entertaining on this channel. That's what we vouch for, to be bringing you fantastic beauty of the topic on this channel. This is where you get it. It's not a dull moment on this channel. I swear down, we know what we're doing. Please drop your comment. We're going to read it. We're going to get back to you. Wonderful day. Thank God it's Friday. Thank you all. Thank you all. Bye for now, everybody.